Bezat Hashem, Hashem's help, Baruch Hashem, we're back at the yeshiva after traveling for a whole long week. B'siyata d'shmaya, we're back here at the Yeshivat Shirul Hashem. Here at Yeshivat Shirul Hashem, Sterling, in the corner of 40th Avenue, Bezat Hashem, right after Arvit 9:45. Put him on mute. I don't want to hear them. Tell them we're recording here. What about? No, just take off the mute. Take off the speaker.
How do you do the speaker?
Just take off the speaker. That's all.
I did take it off.
Speaker, no. If you take off the speaker, they're not going to be loud. Okay. Bezat Hashem, Parshat Vayera. Just want to touch a little bit. Here, give it to me.
Wait, turn it. Go.
Everybody, 1 second. We'll talk about it 1 second. Volume. Oh, here. Yeah, Zell. Okay. No, they hang up. Okay, just I don't know why. Okay.
Okay, go.
Let's go. So, Bezrat Hashem, Parashat Vayera. We said that Paro had a big problem. What was the? תנתק אותם. לא יודעים יכולים בשקט. זהו. That's it. Okay. Okay. Bezrat Hashem, so we have like this. The Paro last week had a big problem. What was his problem? What most problem that most children face today is that they're telling their parents, if it's your problem, you made me. It's your problem. Today is a very common word. If next time, think before you make a child, they say. The chutzpah, the most vicious generation is this generation. Bnei Ador ke Bnei HaKelef.
It's only getting worse.
They tell the parents, it's your fault you made us. It's your fault. זה אתה אשם. למה הבאת אותי? פעם הבאה תחשוב פעמיים. למה? The chutzpah is so horrible. And it's unfortunately every home does this today. That's how children talk to their parents. And if they don't talk, they think it. A parent says, why are you doing this? Why am I helping you? Why? So I said, what do you mean why are you helping me? You're supposed to help me. You brought me to this world. You're supposed to take care of me. I have one child. I have to respect him. I have to respect that child. I told him, when you realize the reality, come back to me. A child has to respect his parents. If Hashem wanted me to respect you, He should have made me a child of yours. But He didn't. He made you a child of mine. And you have to understand that now you have to be grateful. Hakarat Tov is something out of this world. And that's what Paro was lacking. Paro, he denied Hashem. Last week, he said, who is Hashem that I should listen to His voice? Who is Hashem? Yosef. You said when you appointed Yosef to be the viceroy of Egypt, what did you say? Animtza ish kazeh. Can we find a man who has the spirit of God in him?
The Mechila is two different Paro.
What? No, what's that? Okay, I could hear you. But let me ask you a question. Malken, we have today, how many dollar bills you know? $1 bill, $5 bill, 20, 50, 100, right? The rest, there might be, but you don't know the pictures of those presidents. Imagine yourself, who's on the $5 bill? Lincoln. He gets up and says, I don't know who George Washington is. Is that possible?
No. Out of the dollar bill, what do you mean?
Again, Lincoln, can he ever claim that he never heard about George Washington? If he says, I don't know about George Washington, will he be president? Good. A basic. You have a Paro. Let's say I agree with you, it's a different Paro. Let's say, how can you claim you don't know who is Yosef? And how can you do you know that today we have a National Archives in America?
Well,
1 second, let me finish. What is National Archives? Do you know what National Archives are? Do you know what National Archives are? National Archives, if a French president looked and said hello to American president in 1812, 1815. It's written down. The moment that the clothing that they were wearing. What did President X so-and-so wore? And what did President of French wore? What the Queen of this? The National Archives, they have a record of everything. And you can't, and in order, when you become a president, what do they do to you? They give you access to everything right in front of you. How, what, give you all the secrets, give you the entire foundation of the land. Here's a Paro who claims that Yosef was only appointed, why? Because he knew Hashem, and his mouth was always talking about Hashem. And Paro agreed with him. And you Paro says, and this Paro says, I don't know who Hashem is. What do you mean? It's in your archives. The whole Egypt was barren. There was no food. No house in Egypt had food. They all stored the same amount of food as Yosef did. But Yosef said something, their all food got destroyed. And Paro says, this guy has connection to God. God destroyed all your food. Go to him. He'll help. He'll help. And last Parshat, he says, I don't know who Hashem is. This is what today's generation is. The parents tell their children tell their parents, we don't know who you are. You owe me. You know there's halakha that a child is never allowed to mention to his parents, I did anything for you. If a child says, you remember I did this for you? He's over al isur, remembering, telling his parents, asur chamur, to remind his parents of all the, any tova, any good deed that you did, because no matter what you do for your parents is never enough. It's never enough. What do you do to your parents? They brought you to this world. You know, I said this many times. I saw a video, a child was eaten by whom? By maggots. You know why? Because his parents didn't change his diaper. The baby was there for a week sitting, a few days sitting on the caca and his diaper, and all the maggots that was formed there, eat them all up inside, coming out of his mouth. The police came, they were shocked what they saw.
Where do you find his videos from?
It was famous 7 years ago. There was a young couple on drugs who left the child alone. It was all over the news in I think it was or Connecticut or Massachusetts, one of those states. That there were a couple. The police came in. They were in shock. Druggies. They didn't remember that they have a child that's sitting on a table, sitting by the table, eating by the chair. Those high chairs, and they opened up. They saw the bugs coming out of the baby. It was eaten up by bugs. A parent takes you and changes your diaper. You know what that is? A parent gives you food. What? I did a favor to my parents. Well, can you compare even 1 second? No, I did a great bit. I made $1 billion. I gave $1 billion to my parents. You only made $1 billion because of your parents. The worst Avirah in the world, what Paro did. When he said, who is Yosef? Who is Hashem? Who is Hashem that I'm going to listen to him? Who is Hashem? You yourself or a previous king before you. It's a national records, a national archives that Egypt was blessed because of Yosef's holiness. That God has existed in every word that he existed. And there was so much prosperity. Remember, imagine yourself, you go to Gaza right now, right? Imagine yourself, you go to Gaza. You go to Gaza. This was what Egypt was. Picture Gaza. Before Yosef Hatzaddik came to the city, this was Egypt was. Gaza today, right now, take a look at all the broken down, everything. Egypt was that. But you know when Yosef died, you know what army they had? They had the whole gold of the whole world. They sold, you want a cup of flour? Give me a cup of gold. You want a bag of flour? Bread? No problem. Bring me a bag of gold. That's how they sold flour. Can you imagine how much wealth they attained? Sustaining the whole region. Egypt, Canaan, Syria, everybody on that area, Iraq, Iran, everybody came to Egypt to eat food. How much money they made. All because of whom? Elohim. Yosef had believed in Elohim, and Paro knew it was Elohim. And what? Mi Elohim asher yashma bekolo. By a Parshat, and Hashem says to Moshe Rabbeinu, now we're going to show him. In this parasha, there's going to be 7 makot. And even after 7 makot, what do we know after 5 makot?
Yeah.
The permission was taken away from Paro to make choices anymore. Because Hashem gave him so many chances, then Hashem says no more choices. But yet, after another makkah, after the 6th makkah, they gave back to him the choice. What was the choice? Why he got back the choice? Because he did tshuva. He says, we're all hatayim, we're all sinners. Because even if we're learning that a biggest sinner, as soon as he says, a biggest sinner, as soon as he says, I'm sorry to Hashem, he's given a new book, a new beginning. Hashem said, after 5 makot, I'm not going to give you any more chances. But we see that in this parasha even, that later on, Paro is given another chance. Why? Because he was modeh b'emet. He says, we are the sinners. Hashem is tzodek. Hashem is the right one, the righteous one. And Hashem was so happy with him, he gave him back the freedom of choice. And B'ezrat Hashem, we have to know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us something. What is it? Acknowledgement. We have parents. The person who doesn't honor his parents, he is a liar, he is a faker, he never honored Hashem in his life. I put on tefillin. What are you talking about, Rabbi? I give charity. You don't know how to honor your parents, you never honored Hashem. It doesn't work. It's a hand-in-hand job. If you honor Hashem, you honor your parents, you honor your parents, you honor Hashem. You don't honor either one of them, you're a faker. You can't say, oh, I'm honoring my parents, but I don't honor Hashem. What do you mean? But Hashem is your part. He's a third partner in your creation. No, I only listen to my parents. You have some people like that. They don't even care about listening to his parents, but they like to talk because people love to lie. People want to have a status. I'm a good person in front of the public. It doesn't work like this, Habibi. It's all the behavior, how we interact with our parents, especially. How do we know what's your level of loving Hashem? How do you talk to your mother when she's angry with you? How do you respond to your father when they're screaming at you? The way that you respond when they get you angry, your parents, now you know the level you are with Hashem. Have a wonderful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.